do too much. What is your own? What is your own self? And I said, Caroline, are you okay? You are raising your voice and you are getting mad. If you get mad, that is your business. I don't give a fuck. You can't do me. You think I fear you? I don't fear you. I don't send you. Who are you? And I was like, are you okay? Say, are you okay too? Are you normal? Are you normal too? Pardon me, I'm street. People should understand. You understand? The ghetto, the color in me just switched. And when I switched from English to Yoruba, know that I'm not having it anymore with you. Do you understand? And I went straight to Yoruba. I said, step back to you. Send to you. What is it? And I'm like, Tiana.
Hi and welcome to my channel. So Iyabo and Chioma were on Clubhouse to explain what exactly went down between Iyabo versus Laura, Iyabo versus Laura versus Caroline, Caroline versus Chioma. A whole lot of things that were not recorded were said on Clubhouse. Trust me, just listen. It's actually a very long recording, but you are actually going to enjoy it. And honestly, I'm pretty disappointed at Caroline. I mean, when it comes to friendship, there are lines you don't cross, especially for someone like Chioma who stood up for her. I remember the time Iyabo told Chioma that Caroline said she was going to slap Laura, and I remember Chioma said if she slaps her, I'll slap her back. I think Chioma is just, when it comes to friendship, I think she's a loyal person. I think so. I think she's a loyal person. Regardless of, I've not watched the past two, episodes, but I just feel Chioma is a loyal person. So just listen to these clips and tell me what you think.
So for me, I mean, it's kind of upsetting to see, because it's one thing to comment on somebody's look, right? It's different to say, oh, I love her outfit, it's amazing, or oh, I don't really like what she's wearing, it's not nice, or oh, it's not the appropriate occasion. But for every time that I walk in and then you compare yourself to me, it's unnecessary, At no point did I ever say, oh, who does Laura think she is coming in this blazer? Me, I wear better blazers than her. I have nicer blazers. I never said that. Or, oh, who is Toyin coming in with these crayons? Me, so I have sharpeners I can wear on my body. I have a eraser. Who does she think? I never said anything like that, So to sort of hear people, like, every time I walk in, it's like, I can dress better than her. Nobody can outshine me. Oh, who does she think she is? I was just like, where is all this animosity coming from? I feel like with the outfits, because sometimes, maybe they might ask you, what did you think about this person's outfit? I feel like focus on that. Judge the outfit for how you think it is. If you think it's pretty, say, oh, she looked really nice. She looked really pretty. I loved her dress. Or I didn't really like the dress. I think it was too much for this occasion. Or, maybe she looked a bit underdressed. But to now use that to compare myself with you, I couldn't understand that. I really couldn't understand why they kept sort of trying to, I don't even know what the word is. It sounds like a competition, because if somebody's doing something and you say, oh, I can do it better, or she's not doing it as good as me, you have automatically created a competition that wasn't even there, that didn't even exist. Meanwhile, I'm just doing my own thing, I'm somebody who honestly has tunnel vision. I focus on my focus, I do me. I don't even like to look left and right. That's why this whole gossip thing, I don't care what anyone else is doing. Do you understand? I don't want to look left to see how this person is dressing or how that person is. I just want to do me and focus. So I just found it a little bit weird to see how concerned and bothered my outfits or, how I dressed made people feel.
When we say we had Caroline's back, it wasn't really towards the remaining housewives. It was with the crew, with the production. She had constant issues with the production. The crew had constant issues with her. There were some scenes that could not be heard because she refused to be mic'd. They complained about her insults, her rudeness. Constantly. She made certain people cry constantly.
And some people quit.
Quit because of, so they had to change some stuff for her. But whenever I see her, she's like, no, Iyabo, I didn't have any problem with them. I didn't ask them if they want to eat. I even want to give them food. So she has this personality that she portrays in the open that she doesn't have in her closet. Do you understand? And I had a lot of issues dealing with that, because I was looking at that sweet, poised character that she had until when she unleashed the dragon on me. And I was like, okay.
So everyone can be lying.
Do you understand? Because even when Tiana was telling me, sis, you have to be careful of this girl, she pretends a lot, or she lies a lot, or I was like, I couldn't see all those things everybody was saying. Even the crew. There was a day I had an argument with the crew. I said, no, it's not possible. She's such a sweet person. They said, sweet how? She's so condescending, the way she treats the crew. So there was a lot of issues that she had. And you guys saw her display some of it by saying they didn't pay her, this and that and this, watering down the show. Do you understand? So she had those issues. And trust me, it was exhausting for me having to convince the show all the time. When we were going to Dubai, they didn't care if she was
supposed to come. They weren't going to bring her.
They were done. When she said she was done with the show, they were also done with her. They were like, okay, she can go. Because
that's why Chioma was like, leave. That's why Chioma was like, leave.
So hold on. Remember exactly. That leave was not leave this location. It's leave the show. Every day you're leaving, you're leaving. And what you didn't realize is they didn't want her either. Even from Abuja, when that my trip to Abuja. Let me tell you guys. You know how we got to the hangar late, the airport, and they were like, Chioma and Carolyn were late again. We and Carolyn were not late. Do you understand? There was an issue with production and them not even wanting her to come. So I spent the entire morning trying to beg them and convince them to allow Carolyn come on that trip. That's what was actually going on. Do you understand? So God. Trust me, when I say that I was pained.
David was very right when he sang Caroline, save your drama.
Said, I never spoke to Chioma outside of the show. I've never been to her house. I mean, these things are not true. I'm just like, who are you telling this to? It's just that I'm not petty. So I'm not going to start bringing out pictures and videos. I'm proving all the times that we rolled, where all the many, 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 many times you came to my house. If it's not that I'm having to beg you to not fight somebody on the production crew or do this I'm like, what are all these lies? I don't understand it, And I never responded because the truth is, yes, me and Carolyn fell out on the show. Yes, we had our big blow up, but she was still my friend at some point. I did actually really like her, if I'm being honest with you. We used to roll. We used to have fun. We had good times. We were born a day apart, so we do have many things in common that, we can relate with. So me and Carolyn look at each other's eyes and we know what we're thinking. We'll just start laughing, which is why Laura also were laughing at her. But it was never even about Laura. It was just like, random stuff that we probably would have spoken about before, so we did have good times. So it kind of like really hurt just hearing her sort of like spew out these lies and say, no, I don't know her. It was just acting. I'm just like, I mean, what's all the
been ridiculed and bullied and looked down on because I'm a Yoruba actress. Do you get? I'm used to a lot of that. I've had people publicly embarrass me. Maybe when there was this day I was at Silverbed with my kids. They were much younger then. Silverbed was raining that period. And I took them there to watch movies and I was with my kid and I was like, Priscilla, put that down. Don't do that. First to stop that because they were very young then. They were going around in one of the stores in Silverbed. And one woman just said, oh my God, you speak English. Oh my God, I'm in shock. And I'm like, I felt very embarrassed that day. I was like, excuse me, because I had Yoruba movie doesn't mean I can't speak English. My English might not be like that of Chioma, British. Of course I can speak English. So it's condescending. And I get that a lot. A lot of people, why is that? Even on the show, I read comments, I see, why is Iyabo Ojo on this show? She will bring that harassment. She will bring that Yoruba thing. This show has done good for Iyabo, this Yoruba actress. So being a Yoruba actress has already been that for me. Do you understand? People look down on us, talk down on us, and it's something I am used to. Now, when the public is doing that, it's okay because I don't know you. You understand? You are allowed to have your opinion about me. It's what I signed up for. So it's good. And that's why people you're so strong. They bully you and still you never, I will never allow your bully or whatever you say about me be the judge of me because you don't know me. You're not in my space. You understand? But now when you're doing it to my face and you are also like a celebrity, because Laura is a celebrity, right? You're also a social media celebrity, right? And you're doing it to my face. It's annoying. Do you understand? And trust me, your sister has written so many wrong things about me in the past, which I have, because a lot of bloggers write a lot of things about me. I don't really hold on to it. Do you understand? Because I feel they are doing their job. That is them doing what they know how to do best. I don't know them. We've never seen one-on-one. So I am not emotionally attached to whatever it is you say about me because I don't know you, right? But here is me now meeting you for the first time and not thinking about, oh, she's Linda's sister, and just being like, oh, she's Toyin's friend. Oh, how are you? How are you doing? And she's like, I'm good. You get? That was what she did. And that took me, because my friends were there. So immediately I was like, okay. I moved away. My friends came and said, why did you go and miss her? You see the way she answered you. Why did you do this? You know girls now. Why did you do this now? I was like, don't worry, leave her. Maybe she's shy. I was making excuses for her. Okay, so now I was the one organizing the surprise. You understand? And we wanted to do this trend that was raining about open the door, come out from the car, go and open the next car. You know that trend that was raining? I can't remember the name of that trend. And I was like, okay, so we lined up all our cars. Do you understand? And I like, okay, I don't want to like leave her out of it. And so it doesn't be like me because of the way I felt she responded to my greeting, right? And I went up to her and I said, Laura, please, we want you to be part of this. Come and join us. Here we had a lot of women. All my friends are big girls in their rights. All Tiana's friends are big girls in their own, on their own level, right? And some married women, a lot of people were on the same trend that we wanted to do. So I was like, come and join us. She's like, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to. And I'm like, come now. And she didn't. So when I left, they all came to meet me. She we told you not to go and meet her. You didn't. So I said, see, just leave her. Do you understand? But you know, all that while, I'm already feeling the way I'm feeling about her. I'm already drawing my impressions about her. I'm already concluding about who she is. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes,
and then some of my friends still went to meet her, which is someone she even knows. Grace, Tom, a lot of them went to meet her to say, oh, come now, come on. They were dragging her. She refused. So my conclusion was she wasn't really Tiana's friend. Because if you're Tiana's friend, do you understand? And we are calling you and dragging you to come and be part of this memorable thing that we want to do for your friend, you should jump at it, right? Because you're not here doing it with riffraffs or ladies that have no class or pedigree or anything. You're here doing it with women who are also okay on their own, do you understand, on their own level. So why are you acting like one so-called diva? Do you understand? I didn't get that part of her, and that just threw me away because Laura was someone I loved so much. I'm not following her, but whenever her video pops up on Instagram, I sometimes I like her videos. Do you understand? So I really did like her, but that behavior just conclude. I just conclude in my mind that this girl is either she's forming, you understand, or she's just not a nice person. One of the two. I just couldn't get over it. So Tiana and I had a conversation about it because the next day when Tiana was calling me to say, oh, thank you, I really felt love, thanks for the surprise. It was I was like, see, everything is nice, but you see that your friend Laura, stay away from her. She's not a good friend. Because if we want to do something for you and she's not ready to go an extra mile for you, please don't talk about her to me. I don't want to, and that's me. That's who I am. I said that to her and she was like, no, Laura is a nice girl. She's not like that. Maybe she's just shy, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, really? Okay. So now I'm meeting her on the show. And they meet her and they say, hi, how are you again? And then she's just sitting there, putting on her sunshade, sipping her drink, acting like, all these things they showed was hours, even though they just cut some few minutes out of it, right? So she was sitting beside me and I could feel that negative energy. I was so uncomfortable sitting next to her. And I kept saying, is there a problem with you? Are you tired? Do you want something? Because she was just, everything we're talking about and laughing, she was just, throwing her face, giving different types of, what she did on the show, right? What you people see her do on the show was exactly what she was doing that day. And I was like, I wasn't having it with her. So later when they told me that I was going to be the first host and I should now sit there and that I was going to host everyone. And when I said, okay, I'm hosting you ladies, and she was like, she's not coming. She said it right there and then she's not coming. I'm like, why? And she said she's not coming. I'm like, okay. So do you get what I'm coming from? In my head, I just said, okay, I think this girl has a problem with me. Do you understand? I think she doesn't really like me. I think she feels she doesn't want to really associate with me. Do you understand? And you cannot feel that way that someone does not like you or does not want to associate with you, and then you're cool with that person. Do you understand?
That's true. Yeah.
It's just me. It's the energy you bring. If I notice that you don't like me, I'm not gonna want to vibe with you or like you either way. You know? And even at that time, he was telling me that she don't mind that she's gonna come. And then when we were at the party bus, and Toyin was calling her, she was like, I didn't know that it was today. Come on, you knew. The message was sent to everyone. You knew it was today. So why are you coming up saying, it wasn't today? Nobody told me. You know, and that's when Tony said, you are mad. What do you mean nobody told you? And she said, I'm afraid of water, blah, blah, blah. So to me, I already drew my conclusion about her that this girl does not like me, and I will not like her. Do you understand? I will not vibe with her. And if she tries to just mistakenly piss me off, I will hurl on her. You know, so that was it.
Let me put that statement into context, right? Me saying that so basically Caroline and Laura were fighting pretty much the entire season, from the boho party to obviously the text, everything they had. It was Caroline versus Laura. I was just there supporting Caroline. So all my irritation for Laura was really, okay, I'm supporting my friend Caroline. And also, Laura used to do some very annoying things. She just used to cause drama for no reason. She loved attention. And it's not good attention, it's the bad attention where you're spoiling everything. Your energy is so negative. And that's the issue that I had with Laura. Now, when I made that statement, I wasn't referring to Laura as a whole. Like, hey, Laura is such an amazing person. I don't think that. I still think she's very dramatic unnecessarily. What I meant was in the fights that Caroline had with Laura. Now, obviously, it's editing. Majority of the time, Laura kept saying, "Oh my God, you're such a liar! You're such a liar! You're delusional." Laura, she couldn't even insult Caroline that day at Echo Hotel because Caroline was spewing different things. Oh, you do wrongs. You're a pimp. I caught you here. I caught you. You know, she kept saying certain things about Laura that I think Laura was. You know, when somebody's like throwing lies at you and you're so taken aback, like you don't even know what to start defending yourself from. You know, and so that day I was like, is Laura weak? Does she not have insults to give back? Like, why is she? You're just saying, you're a lie, or fighting, acting crazy. Like, I couldn't understand it. Now, when it was done to me, when me and Caroline had the fight, half the things that she was saying to me were lies. And I'm just like, huh? I kept saying, oh my God, this girl, you can lie. Like, where are you manufacturing these lies from? Like, I couldn't understand how somebody could be so confidently able to lie. You know, they're looking you in the eye and they're telling you a lie with confidence. I was like, what the hell? So at that point, I said, now I'm on Laura's side because I could empathize with Laura. It doesn't mean that, I like her, I want to be chummy with her. No. But I could empathize with her that day at Echo Hotel where she was going crazy because Caroline was throwing certain things at her, which obviously we've now found out those things were not true, saying that Laura does runs and Laura was pimped out. And at the end of the day, Laura is married. So for someone to just kind of like throw out those things at you, knowing what the consequences could be. Of course, as a Nigerian woman, we know how it is when you're married and they start accusing you of wrongs. It's a big deal, you know? So the fact that she could have probably said those things, knowing fully well that she was probably lying, and Laura just wanted to die. For me, honestly, I put myself in Laura's shoes. It was like, you know what? I'm now walking in Laura's footsteps, and I understand how she must have felt that day. And that's what I empathize with. Do you understand? That's how, because when Caroline gets into a blind rage, and honestly, a lot of it you don't see on camera. But if you ask anybody who has probably experienced that, I can guarantee that they'll probably tell you the same thing. And this is me not even knocking her. I don't even hate Caroline. Do you understand? It's not even that. But there's the rage that she gets into that is it's almost like inhumane. Like, I'm like, are you even human? How are you saying these things? Whether it's true, whether it's a lie, you're just attacking. You know? For that moment, I understood where Laura would have been coming from. All Laura kept saying, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar. That's all she kept saying at Echo Hotel. She didn't even defend herself, you know? And that's how I felt that day when she was coming at me. She was like, but you said this, but you said that, but you said this. And to be honest, I wouldn't even lie. I mean, it's probably not, it didn't even make the cut. But I was just like, Caroline, but you said this. Do you understand? And I'm not even that kind of person to like, if I'm fighting with you, I'll now start exposing everything that you said. Like, I'm not even, like, I don't even care. I'll just leave it. Do you understand? But you're telling me that I said this about, because she wanted to obviously break up. You know, when you know that you're losing and you now want to like bring the other person down and make everybody angry with that person. So she starts saying, but you said this, but you said that, you said this about this person. And I was like, what? Majority of it lies. The Raz thing, you know, I didn't use the word Raz, but I was like, I don't see what I have in common with the other ladies. That one was true. Me and Caroline did have the conversation on the first day where she was wearing that green outfit. We went to Good Hair and we had that conversation with production. That's the truth. I will not lie.
You know, they took us to a villa And in that villa had 5 rooms. We were 6 ladies. Tiana and I had to share 1 room, right? And every other person. See, I am the oldest. They actually came to ask me that, am I comfortable in sharing a room with Tiana? And because I didn't want the other ladies to have any issues. That this is me trying to be a big sis. Do you understand? I didn't want the other ladies to have any issues. I said, you know what? I would rather share a room with Tiana. She's my person. So that every other lady can have their own room. It is fine. Do you understand? I could easily have said, no. I want my own room too. And then there will be issues. But I didn't want that issue. So when we left there, because, you know, that villa, they had a lot of restrictions. Tiana's husband came. Do you understand? So we had to move to the other apartment. And that apartment only had 3 rooms. No, 4 rooms. No, was it 4 or 3? 3 rooms. But each, apart from the master room, the other 2 rooms had double bed. And it was, so the other rooms had double bed. Yes, the other rooms had double bed, and so it was not going to be enough because nobody wanted to share a room with Laura. It was remaining me, Tiana, Chioma, Caroline, and Laura. Laura had taken the room downstairs, and nobody wanted to go and share that room with her downstairs, right? So we only had 1 room with 2 beds. They had to get us on another apartment, but whatever apartment we were going to get, one of us still had to share. Do you understand? Because now we have 2 rooms, but in the 2 rooms, we had an extra bed. So the 2 rooms had extra bed, but nobody wanted to share with Laura. So Laura had a room to herself already. Now, it had only 1 room left that had 2 beds. And there were 4 other ladies, do you understand, that needed an apartment. So it was me, Tiana, Chioma, and Caroline. 4 of us, and we only had 2 beds. So they got another apartment for us. Tiana came to meet me and she said, they've gotten an apartment, but she's thinking maybe she should give the apartment to Chioma and Caroline, and then me and her share that 1 room that has 2 beds. I said it was fine. Then she said, but the only problem she has now is that her husband, where her husband is staying, is like 2 hours. He said, okay, I can leave this place for you and your husband, and I will go and get an apartment and stay somewhere else. And anytime they need me, I will come. She said, no, that would be too stressful for me. That maybe she should talk to Chioma and Caroline. Since they are besties, they can share this room, right? And then she knows me, I'm comfortable with her husband. Her husband knows me already, so he'll be comfortable around me. The apartment where we are going to is also a 2-bedroom. She will stay with her husband in 1 room. I can stay in the other room. And then my PA that came with me can stay in the living room. Which I felt, okay, it made sense because my PA had to be coming from a different place every day. I was spending money on transportation and where he was staying. So I said, okay, that will make sense. But talk to them because I don't want them to feel any kind of way. If they don't want to share this room, let them have that apartment. Don't worry about me. I will sort myself out. Now, she now said, okay. So she went to Caroline. I didn't know who she went to, but she came back and told me that they've agreed. And I said, who did you speak to? She said she spoke to Caroline about it. She went to
Caroline and told Caroline, yeah. And Caroline,
yes, she went to Caroline
to me. And Caroline told me, and I said, okay, no problem. Since her husband needs a place to stay, they can stay in that apartment, and then me and Caroline will just share the room. We both agreed.
Yeah.
You understand? And I also said that I know Chioma and Caroline won't want to stay far away from each other. Because if Tiana has to go there with her husband, and then maybe Chioma or Caroline has to go there, then it will not leave me or Chioma or me and Caroline to share a room. And I know Chioma and Caroline are like gist partners. They would always want to be together. Do you understand? So, yeah. But I just wanted them to be okay with that idea. And she came back to tell me they were okay. So everything was good. The show needed me. Yes, the show needed me to leave on time. Why? We were already planning on a blind date for Chioma. So they really didn't want me to roll with them, Chioma. Yes, even Chioma didn't know. They didn't want me to roll with Chioma. They wanted me to go with the other people so that they can have that conversation with me and then we can plan it before Chioma get on board. Do you understand? So that was why I could. They had to send my friend, because my friend was around, Sharon. They had to send Sharon to come and call me. So when I went out to Sharon, why are you shouting my name? I'm waiting for the chief. I said, but yeah, but they need to know. They said they're planning something. I said, oh. So I went back and I said, Chioma, Carolyn, you guys should meet me there. I can't go with you. I will go with the other lady. So I left. Do you understand? So on getting there, along the line, I was in the party bus. Laura was there. I was there. Tiana was there. Miriam was there. And immediately we were in the party bus. No camera. Remember we had done my daughter's birthday party in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
And she didn't stay for less than 5-10 minutes and she left. So I was already angry with her, right? So in the bus, she said, sis, I know that you're not happy with me because I left your daughter's party and all that. I shouldn't have done that. Your daughter came to my event. She stayed there for so long, so many hours, like she's sorry. But that day she was just not feeling cool because of everything that happened previous. Because that meeting was a day to my daughter's birthday party. That meeting that happened was a day to my daughter's birthday party. So that because of that, she wasn't happy. And I said, okay, no problem. And as I said, the problem with me and you is not the things that is your reactions. If you have a problem, let's talk about it. And when we talk about it, let it go and then let's move on. You can't be having problem with Chioma and Caroline every time. I said, I don't have any problem with Chioma. I said, okay, you don't have any problem with Chioma, but you have a problem with Caroline. I don't have any problem with Caroline until Caroline had to come and lie that she was pimped. I said, okay, so what do you want us to do? Because you're saying you want to be cool with me, but you're not cool with these other ladies. You guys are just going to put me in a spot where I don't like. Do you understand? Because I am cool with Chioma and I'm cool with Caroline. And it's either you allow us settle this issue between you people so that we can all be cool, or you just keep up with this, your drama, and leave me out of it because it's tiring. And she was like, she just needed to apologize to me about it and that she's upset with Tiana too. And Tiana went off. She was crying. Because there was no camera there. All this I'm telling you, there was no camera. Tiana got and she got upset. Tiana started crying. But by then we were already at the where the yacht was. We were already there. So Tiana got out from the bus. I had to tell Laura, go with Tiana. I don't want Tiana to go on the yacht with this kind of energy. It's her birthday thing. So go and sort it out with her. So she went. When they came back, and then. That moment, I just felt sorry for Laura because of the way she was apologizing about everything. I just felt like, okay, you know what? Let me just take this girl. Let us so that we can all just have fun. Do you understand? And then when I get back to the hotel or to the villa, wherever we were, I would have that conversation with Chioma and Caroline. Do you understand? So let me just leave her. Because I am not a witch. Somebody cannot be apologizing, and I'll keep giving her attitude. Do you understand? And I told that day, I said, if you're cool, Laura, I will be cool with you. But if you bring this your negative energy, I would diss you. Would you understand? I said it to her there. And then we got down, we went on the boat. I had the conversation with the crew about the planning of the blind date. There was an issue about that, so we had to scrap it so that we could, because we're losing D. Do you understand? We couldn't achieve that anymore. And that was why I had the scene where I had to speak to her about her love life and whether she was going to settle down. We had to use that to cover up, right? For whatever we were supposed to shoot.
Yeah, because that makes sense. That makes sense now. All right. I was wondering why that scene. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Anytime you see us have a conversation,
Yeah, I was just going to ask, all these things relate to the fights with Caroline, with Chioma, right?
Yes.
That's what led to it.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yes. Now, remember we had said we were going to ignore Laura, right? So Caroline and Chioma were not in the party bus when Laura had this lengthy conversation with me, Miriam, and Tiana. Do you understand? So now, when we got on the boat and they came, they saw that I was laughing with Laura. We were just chatting, right? Because I wanted Laura to feel comfortable, like, okay, I'm okay with you now. I don't have a problem with you. Do you understand? And I already told her not to have a problem with Chioma or Caroline so that we can all have fun because it's Tiana's birthday. Do you understand? So when Caroline came on board, I think Caroline was upset with the fact that she saw me relating with Laura. Do you understand? She was upset about that. Now, we had the both saying everything went fine. We left there. Caroline and Chioma, they came. Miriam was with you girls, Abby? You guys left with Miriam.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, because she wasn't there. It was just 3 of us. And Tiana and I were trying to, because Tiana and I had some issues, before the show. So we were talking about it again. We were revisiting those issues. Do you understand? When we got to the apartment, it was just me, Tiana, and Laura, and we're still having that same conversation that had nothing to do with the show. Because mostly when there's no camera, we girls, we gist, we talk. Do you understand? So we were just having our normal gist. And then Chioma and Caroline and Miriam walked in. Right? So obviously they met us gisting. We didn't stop our gist. We were still talking because it had nothing to do with the girls or the show. And then they went upstairs. I didn't know Caroline was upset. Do you understand? Because I expected her to have trusted me enough to know that I wouldn't throw out that the boss or gossip about her. Do you understand? So I did not, in my head, I was not having all those kind of feelings or idea. If I did, I would never have gone into that room to tell them, ladies, I'm going to bed. Good night, or bitches, I don't even know what line, but I know I went to tell them I was going to bed, right? So when I got there, after we were done, and we were supposed to move our things into the 2-bedroom apartment, where Tiana's husband was supposed to come and meet us, I felt it was necessary for me to go upstairs to tell them I was going to bed, right? So I went upstairs, I said, ladies, bitches, I'm going to bed, good night. And she didn't respond. Chioma said, okay, good night. She didn't respond. I was like, Caroline, what's up now? And she was like, what do you mean, what's up? What do you mean, what's up? You have a place that you're going to, you have a bed to yourself, a room to yourself. I don't have a room to myself. And you're coming telling me good night. And I'm like, chill. I thought Tiana had a conversation with you about you and Chioma sharing the other room. And she was like, is Tiana part of the production? Is Tiana the production? Why would Tiana be coming to have that conversation with me? Why can't the show tell me that? What the show told me was different. So and I said, okay. So I said, Tiana. I was calling Tiana. And I turned and I said, but come, you are raising your voice at me. And I don't appreciate the fact that you're raising your voice at me. I said, I will raise my voice. I will raise myself. You're so insensitive. You came to tell us that you are going to go and sleep. And you know that I said, Caroline, did you not tell Tiana that you were okay? She said initially she did. She did tell Tiana, but they told her that they were going to have that room. I said, so if they told you that, why didn't you tell me? Why are you raising your voice at me? She said, don't talk to me like that. You're not my mother. You're not my mother. You do too much. What is your own? What is your own self? And I said, Caroline, are you okay? You are raising your voice and you are getting mad. If you get mad, that is your business. I don't give a fuck. You can't do me. You think I fear you? I don't fear you. I don't send you. Who are you? And I was like, are you okay? Say, are you okay too? Are you normal? Are you normal too? Pardon me, I'm street. People should understand. You understand? The ghetto, the color in me just switched. And when I switched from English to Yoruba, know that I'm not having it anymore with you. Do you understand? And I went straight to Yoruba. I said, step back to you. Same to you. What is it? And I'm like, Tiana came in and Tiana was telling her, Caroline, calm down now, but I asked you, you said you were okay. Are you the production? And who is she? Who is she to come and be telling me that she's going to sleep? And then I'm telling her my pain and she's telling me I'm raising up my voice. What do and Tiana was like, calm down. And she was like, but she said, Tiana said, well, you are raising up your voice. She said, but she's the one that first raised her voice. Chioma said, no, you're the one who first raised your voice. And why are you raising your voice? Calm down. And she's like, I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. And that moment, I felt like, okay, you want a fight. So I will give you the fight. Now, we fight differently. Do you understand? We fight differently. Me, I don't know how to be rant. Me, I don't have time for this. I don't do girly fight. Do you understand? I don't have time for
He said, if you want to fight, let's fight.
Do you understand? Let us beat ourselves very, very well. That is me. I'm not promoting violence, but that is me. We all have, my children are nothing like me. Do you understand? Even when my daughter comes to me, Mom, I say, Priscilla, I thank God you're nothing like me. Do you understand? But me, when I'm angry, this is me. Yeah. This is me. And I cannot pretend. I cannot hide my character for anybody. If you piss me off, I will come for you. Bah. Do you understand? Yeah. So that was what happened. She was going on and on. Now, trust me, the fact that she was going on and on was pissing me off. So it wasn't like she just said, you are insensitive, and I just wanted to jump her. No. She went on, and even though everybody was telling her, it's okay, calm down, she wasn't. What is she going to do? Who is she? What is she? Am I afraid of you? And this is coming. If it was Laura that I had these issues with, I'll be like, okay, maybe because Laura knows that I don't send her. But this is a girl that I sent. Do you understand? This is a girl that when the show wanted, like when she said she was going, everybody was tired. The show said she can go if she wants to go. I was the one that was begging for her. Do you understand? I was the one that was making excuses for her. Chioma was making excuses for her. I was making excuses for her. Do you understand? Even the day at the hotel, when they asked me that she said she was going, she was done with this show. After this, she's done. Do you understand? Chioma was like, yeah, but please try and talk to her. I've been talking to her. Maybe when you talk to her again, it wasn't my business. I could have said, whoa, she was let her go. Do you understand? I still went ahead to talk to her. I still went ahead to explain to her why she needed to be on the show. Now, here it is. When I went to Caroline, I'm sorry I'm deviating, but I'll come back. When I went to Caroline to say, Caroline, she was rude to me initially when I called her. Chioma, you were there. Can you remember? You're the one that told her, why are you being rude to Iyabo? Do you remember? When I went to meet her to say, Caroline, can I have a conversation with you? Yes. She said, no, I don't want to have a conversation. I don't want to have a conversation. I want to go home. I'm not having a conversation. I'm done. And I was like, the way she snapped at me, I don't like when people shout on me because I will not shout on you for no reason. Do you understand? So like she shouted and people were there. I felt a little bit embarrassed. Do you understand? And I turned my back. And Chioma told her that, no, you shouldn't have done. I said the way you raised your voice. She's not coming. Yeah, but I'm sorry I raised my voice. That's the way I am when I'm upset. Please forgive me. Oh yeah, come. Let's talk. It was just that the cloth was just too tight. Come on, help me. Oh yeah, Chioma, help me lose it a bit. Oh yeah, come, let's talk. Fine. I accepted it and I sat down with her. I could have easily said, no, I don't want to have a conversation with you anymore because I was already upset with her. Do you understand? But I did have that conversation with her. Now, in that same spot, I asked her, Caroline, the show has constantly complained about you. What is the problem? They say you're so rude to your crew members, people that you're frustrating them. I don't like the fact that you're coming to complain about you every time to me, and it should be like I'm indulging you. Do you understand? I don't like it. What is your problem with the show? Let us finish this thing. You signed the contract. You knew about everything. You read the contract now. She now said, no, the problem she had was that she told them on the show that she didn't want Tiana on that show. Oh. Now, that took me aback. I was like, Blatu Jasi. You didn't want Tiana on the show. Tiana is my own friend, though. How would you not want Tiana on the show? And then me and you will be cool. That would be another problem. Oh. Don't let us bring that one up. Tiana said, no, she has a reason. Tiana was part of the reason why her husband beat her. Tiana was part of the reason why she left her marriage. Blah, 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 blah. Then she went on and on about Tiana. I had to call the head production team that, please come, ma. We need you here. There's another problem. I was thinking it was this problem, but we have met another problem. So we had that conversation before we went to Dubai. Do you understand? We had that conversation. Yeah. Now, right there and there, I was begging her. And then she told me, Tiana does not like anybody. Even you, Tiana has gossip about you to me. I said, it's not possible for Tiana to gossip about me to you. She showed me a conversation. That was why me and Tiana had we had a little fight. Do you understand? That we brought on social media. Do you understand? That was why me and Tiana had a fight. She showed me her conversation. Our conversation with Tiana about me and about Chioma. She showed it to me right there and there. But I had to be the bigger person. Because if I had allowed
and the things she said about
if I allowed that to get the better part of me, Tiana and I would have had a terrible fight. Do you understand? And it would have affected the show because we had limited time to record. So when I saw that, the team called me immediately. They started begging me, Iyabo, please, whatever she showed you, just accept that it's not that way. Just please, we need you to be. Because I had my daughter's birthday to do. And they wanted that meeting. That meeting, they wanted it so bad. And I had my daughter's birthday. That meeting was recorded the day before my daughter's birthday. And they knew that I was going to go off. Because I was angry at Tiana. When I read that, I would not lie, I was mad. And then they kept telling me to please calm down. And I felt like, you know what? Let me just be the bigger person and calm down. Okay, no. The next day was when we went to Miriam's house. Do you understand? So I had to calm down. I knew I had my daughter's birthday. We had Miriam's. I know we had not even thought about the meeting. It was my daughter's birthday. It was Miriam's house, then my daughter's birthday. Right? So I just said, okay, you know what? If I get this angry, I know I will not show up at Miriam's house. Miriam will not get what is pissing me off. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it will not be good. So let me just suck whatever it is I heard or read on Caroline's phone and go to Miriam's house. That's why when I was there, everything I was doing there, I will not lie, that's the first time I pretended to be cool with somebody I wasn't cool with. Do you understand? That was the first time, because they even made me go pick Tiana at home. And this is somebody everybody knew on the team that I was angry at. Tiana didn't know what was pissing me off because I had not confronted her. But I had to right? So I just said, okay, you know what? If I get this angry, I know I will not show up at Miriam's house. Miriam will not get what is pissing me off. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it will not be good. So let me just suck whatever it is I heard or read on Caroline's phone and go to Miriam's house. That's why when I was there, everything I was doing there, I will not lie, that's the first time I pretended to be cool with somebody I wasn't cool with. Do you understand? That was the first time, because they even made me go pick Tiana at home. And this is somebody everybody knew on the team that I was angry at. Tiana didn't know what was pissing me off because I had not confronted her. But I had to just, listen to the team and go pick Tiana up. And then we got to Miriam's house. Is that why you were so quiet that day? Because even I didn't know all this. Yes. So I was so quiet. Now, when Chioma and Caroline now came late, all that thing I was doing on that day, but I was trying. Do you understand? Because I didn't want it to be a transfer of aggression. Do you understand? So that was why I told Chioma, next time don't come late. Do you understand? Because I was because you see, let me tell you something. Even though it's a reality show, if I get angry, we will not be able to record anything. And if you're going to record, there will be a delay. And trust me, when my head hits the floor, when I'm mad, I will not stay to record anything. I will take everything off and I'll get the hell out of there. That is me. Do you understand? So I knew that it was either I decided to be the bigger person or I go off. And if I wanted to go off on Tiana, I didn't want it to be on camera. Do you understand? So I can really vent. Do you get me? So when I went there that day, I was not in a really good mood, but I had to pretend. That was why if you go and watch the karaoke scene, I was seated. You didn't pretend. Chioma had to force me to even sing. I have a lounge where we do karaoke every Sunday. I am a karaoke fan. I am one of the associations of the karaoke members in Nigeria. I can't see karaoke and not jump at it. Do you understand? But that day, I was in a terrible mood. Do you understand? Now, all this happened, and then we now had to go to Dubai. We had to do the cultural thing. Do you understand? Yeah. Even the cultural thing, they did not tell me that it was Tiana Austin. They didn't tell me it was Tiana Austin. I got there and found out it was Tiana. And because the team knew that I was angry. Do you understand? But I had to also be a bigger person. Because at the same time, I know she's upset with Tiana. If I start fighting Tiana, Caroline will join, and it will be like we are teaming against Tiana. Do you understand? So I had to just pretend to be okay. And then I fell sick. Do you understand? In between, when we were shooting that, what's it called? That cultural dating, I was very sick. I was very, very sick, but I had to just go. Because the team will not understand that because I'm sick. They will think maybe because I have an issue with Tiana. Do you understand? So I had to go. So everything I was doing, I was just managing to do it. Because Caroline already showed me that text, and that text didn't leave my head. I don't want to talk about the text now because me and Tiana would made up. But I'm bringing it in so that you people know where I'm coming from with Caroline. Do you understand? Okay. Yeah. So now, this is you now raising your voice at me, insulting me. Do you understand? Throwing tantrums. If you see, I also, like I'm telling you, I had transfer aggression, right? But I controlled it. If you have a transfer aggression and they're telling you, okay, you've explained yourself, calm down, aren't you going to keep quiet?
I don't want you to get upset again.
No, I will get upset because people don't understand what happened. They just felt she said, you're insensitive, and the next thing I want to beat her. No, she was using her voice. So then, what are you going to do? Yeah, you're not my mother. Go. What is it? Leave me alone. I was like, where is all this noise coming from? Where's all this anger coming from? I didn't even know then that she was upset that I spoke to Laura. I didn't know. I just felt like there was more to this issue. And I wanted to know what was it. Because at that moment, I felt so broken. I was angry and I moved. Because let me tell you something. When she kept going on, I turned to leave the room. Do you understand? And I heard that said, your own is too much. What is it? I just turned back because I was like, okay, you don't want to shut up, I will shut you up. That was my reaction. Do you understand? And I moved towards her. Chioma just jumped in front of me. And I am so sorry because when I'm angry, please, you should understand, we are all different. The way we handle situations differs. Do you understand? I'm not saying my own way of handling things is the best, but this is me. Do you understand? I was very angry. Chioma came in front of me. I didn't even know how I flinged her. I just said, bah. And the next, before I moved again, she came again. I don't know, bah. Because each time I was trying to move, she was coming in front of me. And I didn't want anybody to hold me because she kept ranting. And she was insulting me at that. And I just wanted to get close to her and say, you know what? If you're this angry, let us beat ourselves up so that we can both, you understand? When we finish beating ourselves, very well, we'll not sit down and say, okay, what is it? Do you understand? So that is me. And I didn't even know Chioma got hurt in the process. Do you understand?
Chioma,
and then the next thing,
bring you into this. Yeah.
Now, you guys should understand that the camera, everybody had gone to sleep. It was just us. We were supposed to go and sleep. It was in the middle of the night. The camera people had their own apartment, which was very far from where we were. There was no camera there. Do you understand? It was just for us to sleep. Miriam came from nowhere and grabbed me from the back and pulled me, and I fell on the bed with her. I turned. I even wanted to punch that one. Before I now realized that it's Miriam, then I calmed down. Now that moment, I just left the room because Miriam was saying, oh yeah, punch me, so you can get the anger off. And Miriam kept saying, Carolyn, can you shut up? Can you shut up? What is wrong with you? I said, I'm not going to shut up. I will not shut up for her. I want her to do what I want today. You had an issue with me and I didn't know. That was how I felt. Sorry, I'm raising my voice, but
what happened?
Yes, because people need to understand that it wasn't the fact that she even disrespected me. It was the fact that I was hurt by her words because this was someone I genuinely loved, stood for. I had a day to my daughter's birthday. Me, Iyabo, my children are so golden to me. You understand? My children, I don't joke. I had to cancel the appointment I had. I could not go to see all the vendors. I didn't go to the hall. I didn't know anything they were doing about my daughter's birthday because I was so focused on trying to make sure that all of them, Jonathan, we settle all this wahala so that we can move on from there. All that meeting that they said I planned to set up Laura. Everybody had an issue with Laura. And we felt like, you know what? We all need to come and tell her exactly how we feel so that she can stop. Because we just needed her to stop.
Particularly for Caroline.
Yes, we needed her to stop. Do you understand? And Caroline was one of the reasons why. And then all of a sudden, now let me tell you where the twist is. Now. Let me tell you where the twist is that I was trying to explain it on the reunion, but I know they might show it, they might not show it because we didn't have time to really go into details like I'm doing with you ladies now. I went downstairs, right? I went downstairs. Now, my PA went to hide himself because I wanted to leave the apartment. But the key of my room was in my PA. I couldn't, even my slippers, I couldn't find it. My wigs, everything was flying different places. I didn't even know where everything was. So I was looking for, where is my PA? Where did he go to? I wanted to leave because I didn't want to be there. I didn't want them to try and make peace between me and Caroline that moment. So I wanted to leave. Do you understand? So in the bit of looking for my PA, I couldn't find him. I just sat down in the living room there. Now, when I sat down there, now the doors were open and I could hear Chioma. No, I went into Chioma's room. I went back upstairs. I went into where Chioma's room were. Laura came to meet me there. She wanted to find out what was going on. They had called the team. The team wanted to speak to me. They wanted to know if they should call the police or come down, Then Chioma came in. And when Chioma came in, Chioma was like, Iyabo, please, I need to talk to you. And then Laura left. And then Chioma was like, please. And I said, Chioma, let me tell you something. I love you so much. I love you really much. But I'm going to tell you something today. That girl has crossed the line with me. And trust me, if you get involved, you yourself, I will join you together. Both of you. 5 of you in no reach. That's what I told her. If I want to start, I will start. So I am starting already. So don't come and she said, no, you can't do that. Oh, you need to understand. Caroline is my friend and you're my person too and you're my friend too. So please, we have to. I said, Chioma, leave me alone. Chioma said, no, I can't do that. I have to bring her to. I said, don't bring her to come and beg me. Because you see, when I now went out of the room, I heard Miriam and Tiana telling her, you have to apologize. It's not fair. No, you can't do this to Iyabo. Iyabo, you understand? She was like, no, I'm not apologizing. I will not apologize. Apologize for what? Who is she? I'm not apologizing. I don't give a fuck about her. I don't care about her. What can she do? No. And do you understand? I'm already in a state of mind where I am pissed off. Do you understand? I went downstairs. I was looking for my PA. Chioma went into the room and I heard Chioma's voice say, no, you have to apologize. No, Caroline, you can't say that. Not to Iyabo. You can't do that. She went on and on. I'm shouting so you guys can understand how heated the argument argument was, right? And she went on and on and on and on. And 2 seconds, I see all of them coming down with the same person that is saying she cannot apologize. So I got up from that parlor. I went to the balcony. She followed me. She now hugged me from behind. Auntie Iyabo, I'm sorry. Auntie Iyabo, I didn't mean it. Auntie Iyabo, this. I was boiling. I felt like decking her, but at the same time, I was like, okay, Iyabo, just behave yourself. Do you understand? Okay, you are sorry, no problem. No problem, it's okay. But you know when somebody's saying you are sorry, and I say, okay, no problem. Because everybody was apologizing.
I don't think that there was anybody who experienced that show that will walk away and say Chioma's not a loyal friend. It's not true. It's not even possible. Down to the producers, down to the entire team, down to the cast members, they'll tell you that this girl was loyal. I'll take Panadol for your headache. I'm that friend, you know? And for me, like, just knowing what I went through in my friendship with Caroline, Caroline is not she wasn't a bad person. We used to have fun, you know, we were cool, we would enjoy, do different things together. But in terms of having issues, Caroline was the one that always had issues with everybody. Caroline had issues with Laura. Think about it. Me and Laura, apart from the Boho event, you know, the whole Kika issue, we never had any issue. Every time I asked her what her issue was with me, she'll say, oh, absolutely nothing. We never had any other fallout. Me and Tiana, apart from at the sip and paint where we kind of went back and forth, but that wasn't even a fight. Like, we painted, we hugged, everything. I never had any issues with Tiana. Me and Iyabo had no issues. Me and Miriam had no issues. I actually went through the entire season having no actual serious issue with anybody. Caroline had issues with every single person one by one. Majority of it was not on camera. And this is inclusive of the entire production, cast, team, everybody she had an issue with. Now, for every fight Caroline had, I had to defend. She goes from 0 to not 100, but 1,000,000. And so when she's angry, it's a blind rage. She comes at you. She says the worst things ever. You guys, I think you saw a snippet of it with Laura. So now imagine that with every other person, but just off camera. So imagine how people actually really felt about her. But you don't see this part. And then you have me on the other end, constantly going around begging people, I'm a lawyer, so I know how to convince you to forgive somebody. I know how to beg. I know how to put somebody's positive points across. So I'm constantly speaking to this producer, that producer, this person in between. Everyone's calling my phone crying, your friend is evil. We want her off the show. Your friend is this, your friend. And I'm like, please, I beg you. Please don't do this. I'll call Iyabo. Iyabo, please talk to Caroline. Tell her to apologize. Iyabo, please talk to this production. Tell them not to kick her off the show. Please do this, do that. Do you understand? I spent the entire season rallying around for... When I made that statement and I said, you ingrate, I wasn't joking. Me saying
so that explains...
Hold on, me saying Caroline was ungrateful is not because I did anything financial for her. Everyone's good. But I know how much of my time, my effort, my emotions I spent correcting all the issues that she caused on this show. Majority of it you guys don't see. But God knows my heart and everybody can attest to what I'm saying. Now, Iyabo's issue was no different. Even the Miriam's issue that you guys saw, me saying, oh, please be cool with Miriam, that was a snippet of what really happened. That was nothing. Compared to how she really felt about Miriam and all the drama that happened before that.
Okay.
Then you have the Laura
because we
that
didn't
understand blindly. So when Iyabo's situation happened, for me it was like, Caroline, you cannot continue to be this person. This is too much. You've done it to Toyin. You blasted, insulted Toyin's whole entire life. I still went to beg Toyin that I didn't even really know that much at the time. I still had to go and beg her, try and get her to forgive you. I didn't want them to fight on camera because I knew that they were going to... Carolyn had told me all this Toyin and her history is very nasty, to be honest. And I didn't even want that to come on camera. I was like, Caroline, make up with this girl because if you guys talk about this stuff on camera, it is not a good look for you. You have children. They're going to see and read all this stuff. It's not good. I mean, all of you saw it on Twitter and that's not even everything. So I tried to mediate that situation. I tried to mediate with Miriam. I mediated with Laura even. And then you do the same thing to Iyabo. I'm just like, Caroline, this is too much. Come on. I mean, Iyabo is probably the only other person on this show that is still cool with you. You don't want to lose her as well. Then it'll not just be me and you. And if she's fighting Iyabo, obviously that makes things awkward for me and Iyabo too. So you're basically extricating me and you from everybody else. It cannot work. It will be very awkward. And we have to hang out together. It's not, I mean, we have scenes separately, but very few. The majority of the time, everybody has to come together. So I was like, I don't want it to be a situation where it's just me and you on one side and everybody else, because everybody else does not like you, and you know this. So she's like, I don't care. So when the situation happened with Iyabo, I'll give you from my perspective. Iyabo, everything she said is 100% accurate. You know, came up to say goodbye. Carolyn started screaming and shouting and insulting her, and she just went off on one. And Iyabo's like, "You're raising your voice." Carolyn said, "It's not me. You started." And I said, "Carolyn, actually, you're raising your voice. Relax." You know.
Yeah.
And then it proceeded to Iyabo, you know, pushing me. Now, the reason why I stood in front is because Iyabo had told us a story about how when she fights, she likes to put people into glass. And she likes to see blood. And if she doesn't see blood, her body's not going to be okay. And I remember this story. And that day, Caroline was standing next to a glass window. We're actually in Miriam's room, because to be honest, we actually didn't have a room at that point in time. So maybe that added to her frustration, I don't know. But we were in Miriam's room. She was standing by the glass. And the way Iyabo walked away, you know when someone's insulting you and you're just walking away and then you're like, actually, hold on, who the hell? So she turned around, she bent and she turned around and she started running towards Caroline. And I was like, no, Caroline is going through this glass, if it's what I'm seeing. So naturally, instinctively, and because I am a loyal person and I did like Caroline, I stood in front of Iyabo and I said, no, don't do this. Iyabo flung me away. She got up, I got up rather, came back in front of Iyabo. She flung me again. I got up and I protected Caroline. I didn't want Iyabo to hurt her. You know when somebody's eyes are red, her eyes were red. And I knew what was going to happen. And I'm just like, if she pushes Caroline through this glass, Caroline will be injured, there'll be blood, police will come, it will mess up everything. Like, we can avoid this. And I blindly stood in front of her, not even caring what would have happened to me at that point in time. Now, it is true. She didn't want to apologize. Do you understand? Everybody was begging her. She didn't want to apologize. And Iyabo was like, you know what? I'm going to change it for this girl on this show. That drama everybody has been looking for, I'm going to give it to Caroline. I will make her life miserable and she will leave this set. And Iyabo was not joking. And if you know Iyabo, you know that's exactly what she's going to do. And so naturally, Caroline being my friend, somebody that I was close to and I cared about, I was like, no, Iyabo, you can't do this, please, like, not Caroline. She was like, no way, how can Caroline insult and disrespect her like that for no reason? And I said, I understand, please, let me speak to Caroline. Now, at this point, Miriam and Toyin had been begging her to apologize, and she was obviously screaming like she's not going to, but she was still angry, screaming and shouting. And so I go and talk to Caroline. I'm like, Caroline, do you know what? Just say sorry, let this night end. Do you understand? A simple sorry can cancel all of this. I do not want a situation whereby Iyabo starts picking on you and she will finish you. I said, this thing could be avoided. Please don't do this. I said, just apologize. She was like, okay. We go downstairs. She does that apology, which Iyabo obviously was a bit irritated with, you know. The next day, true, we go to the mall. She gets like perfume and stuff so that Iyabo is, you know, obviously can like get over it or whatever. Now, whether she was genuine or not at this point, I don't even know, and it's irrespective. Let's even assume that her apology was genuine, right? No problem. We go to Billionaire's Club. Iyabo is, in fact, I've never seen her like that. And I just felt so bad because you know when somebody has been there for you, like somebody is your person. Like, Iyabo and Tiana were not even close on the show, if you guys noticed. They had a relationship outside the show. On the show, she was far closer to Caroline and myself. And I knew that caused a lot of problems for her and Tiana. Because Tiana couldn't understand why Iyabo will come on this show when they were like besties. They've been styling each other for years and years. And you're not being close to these two new girls from where to where. It was a big issue. So I kind of understood all the sacrifices that Iyabo had made and just her always supporting us, having our back, all the issues Caroline had with production on a weekly basis. You know, me getting involved, me dragging Iyabo to get involved. I mean, she's been there for Caroline. There's no shadow of a doubt about that, you know. So seeing how down she was, how offended, how hurt, she went to the bathroom. We're in that toilet for an hour and a half. I don't know how they cut it. Billionaires Club, they didn't even show you guys anything. We were in the, if they showed it as it was, you'll see that me and Iyabo were out of our seats for 1.5 hours throughout that evening. I didn't even eat anything at Billionaires Club.
The was really low. I noticed you and Iyabo's the menu at the
It was very low. I didn't. Let me tell you something. Billionaires Club in Dubai, Billionaire Club is a place that I actually like to go to. Like, it's one of my. Asked them. I kept saying, "I got the food there, the sushi." I didn't eat a bite of anything. I was nauseous with the amount of crying that I cried. Iyabo was crying. We're in the bathroom. It was so emotional, and I understood her plight. I know how she felt. You know. Now let me tell you the part that the camera didn't show, and I don't even think Iyabo knows, and how for me it started just deteriorating. When we were leaving Billionaires Club, Iyabo had gone back to the toilet. Iyabo, do you remember you went back to the toilet? I don't know what you went for. When we were leaving, right? This is after we spent an hour and a half in the middle. Okay, she went into the toilet to pee. So me and Caroline were walking out together. I said, Caroline, Iyabo's in the toilet now. She's alone. I said, please come and talk to her now, right? Before we get back to the hotel. Just make her feel better because, trust me, she's not in a good place. You know how you can say sorry to someone, the person's like, okay, but the person is still carrying you in their mind and they will still deal with you any opportunity they get. Because I knew that she hadn't forgiven Caroline. I knew. I was the one talking to her. I said, just come in the bathroom, come and talk to Iyabo. And she's like, I beg, Chioma, please. I've already said sorry. Don't disturb me to say sorry again. You know? And I was like, Caroline, now come on. She was like, please, I can't keep saying sorry. I'm not a child. And stop telling me to say sorry. I was like, okay, no problem. She's like, I already bought her a gift. I'll give it to her when we get downstairs. I was like, okay, no problem. So we go downstairs. We're all taking pictures. Caroline comes with the gift. Iyabo was facing me. She rolled her eyes like, this girl better not try and give me this gift. So I started telling her, please now. You know, like sign language, like, please, nodding my head. Just collect. She rolled her eyes again and she collected the gift. She didn't want to collect that gift because she was still angry, obviously. So as soon as she took the gift, she actually entered the car and she started like almost crying again. Just her mood was down. She didn't come out of the car. We continued taking pictures and then we went back to the villa. So the next morning, me and Caroline were sharing a room, by the way, remember. Now, I had all these bruises on my body. I don't know if you saw a scene where I woke up and I was talking to my parents on the phone.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened in that situation. This was right after the fight, right? I woke up the next morning. You know how like when there's a lot of adrenaline, you don't even realize that you're injured. So when Iyabo was pushing and flinging me, you know, it was a small room. So if somebody pushes you, you're knocking the mirror, you're knocking the side of the makeup dish. You know, I was hurting myself, but I didn't even know. So when I woke up the next day, and my whole body, my arms were red, I had bruises, I had sores, my thighs were purple. I was like, what is this? Like, why would I even put myself in this kind of position where I've hurt myself this much? And just the fact that two people that I'm extremely close to were fighting, I was so emotional. On that show, people used to think that I was so tough. I have no heart. I was crying uncontrollably. I didn't even speak to Caroline that morning because I was just so overwhelmed with everything. I cried and cried. Production were like, oh, come and record. I said, I'm not recording anything. They were like, I said, I can't record. Like, how do you want me to record crying? They were like, okay, just maybe talk to somebody. Because the problem with shows like this is when things happen outside of camera, because we're human, it will still show on camera. Do you understand? So when you see a gathering, you'll see that maybe I'm being a bit off with Caroline or Caroline is being off with Iyabo or Iyabo. So they have to make it make sense. So they kind of tell us, okay, no, you have to show us a little bit of a snippet or at least talk about it on camera. And so so when you see a gathering, you'll see that maybe I'm being a bit off with Caroline or Caroline is being off with Iyabo or Iyabo. So they have to make it make sense. So they kind of tell us, okay, no, you have to show us a little bit of a snippet or at least talk about it on camera. And so that's when I called my parents and my sisters to just kind of like narrate what was going on. But if you notice at that point, guys, pay attention. Go and watch the clip back. I didn't mention any names.
Yeah, you did not.
I said someone I'm close to versus somebody I like. It could be anybody. It could have been Miriam that I like. It could have been Iyabo that I was close to. Do you understand? You didn't know because I didn't want to talk about it on camera. But production kept saying you have to. If not, because you're crying, your eyes are red, your counter is going to be obvious. So I said okay, fine. But I tried to keep it as discreet as possible, still protecting Caroline. Ask Iyabo, ask Miriam, ask Tori. I was the one that said, guys, we cannot bring this to camera. You know when you're protecting somebody, like my sister has had this kind of fight. I don't want it to make camera. I said, guys, let's not bring this fight on camera, right? Okay. I spoke about it on the phone. Anyways, now fast forward back to Billionaires. You know, Iyabo took the gift. She still wasn't happy. You know, she was irritated. We all went to bed. The next morning, we woke up. We're about to start getting ready for, I don't know what we had to do next. In fact, this is why we did it. You know, Iyabo said, we got ready late. We couldn't make it to the beach. We're actually supposed to go to the beach and do all of this stuff. It's all this fighting that we ended up doing that dead pool party at night that you guys saw. That pool party was not even part of the plan. We're supposed to go to the beach, but so much was going on that we couldn't even record properly. So anyways, me and Caroline were in the room and stuff. And then Caroline was like, so what were you and Iyabo even talking about for over an hour in the toilet? And I said, Caroline, she's really, really, really hurt. Honestly, she was like, but I don't understand why she's still so hurt. What's hurting her so much? I said, you can't say that. You can't say that. This is someone that has looked out for you for so long throughout the entire season when she didn't have to. and you're shouting at her, telling her, oh, you're not my mother, you do too much, fuck off, I'm not afraid of you, all of these things. I said, it's deep. It's different if you're saying to somebody, you're mad, you're a bastard, fuck off. Those things don't mean anything. It's just general insults. You're mad, you're crazy, you're stupid. Who's crazy, who's stupid? We know that it's just general insults. But when you're being personal, like, you do too much, you are not my mother, who do you think you are? I'm not afraid of you. You're being honest. It sounds like you're saying to the person how you really feel. And that's where Iyabo was coming from. Iyabo was like, no, this girl can't be saying these things to me after everything I've done for her. So for Iyabo, it was so much deeper. She was like, Caroline must explain what she meant by the things that she was saying and why she turned on me for no reason. So I said to Caroline, this is how Iyabo feels, like, you turned on her for no reason. So obviously you have things against her in your mind. And Caroline was like, hey, but I didn't mean it now. I was just saying it. I said, that's fine. But you have to explain this to her. And it's not by saying sorry. She was like, I beg, Chioma, please. I've already told her sorry. I gave her a gift. She collected it. I beg, it's okay. I've apologized 3 times. I'm not saying sorry again. And don't bring this thing up again. And I said, Caroline, are you okay? Like, what would it take for you to understand that this is somebody that actually loves and cares for you? You've hurt her feelings. She's older than you. She's been crying for the last 2 days. Just go and talk to her. What would it kill you to even talk to her? At this point, I wasn't even saying anything like, oh, Iyabo will deal with you. It wasn't even about that. It was just from a sensitive point of view. This is someone that loves you. Do you understand? Just talk to her. Maybe one little conversation explaining that actually I didn't mean these things. I really love you. I do care. I don't think that you do too much. Just let her feel better about this. Don't say sorry. Don't even say sorry again. Just explain. She was like, I beg. She's not doing it. And I was like, you know, you're actually a horrible person. And guess what? I'm washing my hands off this situation because I can't keep going and begging for you. And you're here saying, oh, I'm not explaining anything. I beg she should take the sorry and the gift and be going. It's deeper than that. And for me also, I was thinking, Caroline, like, that means tomorrow, if me and you have a fallout, this is how you're going to react. Do you understand? You're not going to care about how I feel. You're going to invalidate my feelings. You're not going to have any empathy. You wouldn't care. And mind you, in all of this, Caroline, till tomorrow, has not even seen, she never saw the bruises on my body. She never asked me, actually, Chioma, are you okay? Are you fine? Let me see your bruises. Let me see your body. Let me see your thighs. Let me see your arm. You got in the way for me. I'm sorry that you got injured on my behalf. On God, she never used those words on me. So I'm already thinking, you don't even care that I got beat up for you, basically, right? You don't even care that this woman is so hurt and has spent the entire 2 days crying, not even being able to film properly, not even being able to be herself. All your concern is, hey, I've said sorry, she should take it or leave it. So that's why I started going off on her in the room. And then she was like, don't shout at me. How dare you? Don't command me. Why are you telling me to say, why are you forcing me to go and say sorry? I've already said sorry. Don't force me. You two don't talk to me like that. You're not my mother. So she starts that whole thing of, you can't talk to me like that, blah, 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 blah. And for me, I was just coming from a place of, oh my God, like, how can I, if it's my sister, I'll be like, give me life. Let me cut your head open and make you understand the right thing to do. Because at the end, it wasn't even about supporting Iyabo versus Carolyn. I was equally close to both of them. I liked both of them equally. Do you understand? So it wasn't like I took anybody's side. It was just right is right, wrong is wrong. And for me, what kind of friend would I be if I cannot tell you, my friend, when you're doing the wrong thing? And the way Caroline handled the situation was not good. It wasn't about the sorry. It was about making this person feel better. It's like reassurance. Reassure me that you actually don't think that I do too much or I'm not your mother or you're not, putting me down with everything that I've done for you. Just do that for her. It wouldn't have killed Caroline to do that, but she refused to do it. And that lack of empathy, it hit me. I won't lie to you. It hit me because I'm a human being. So I'm thinking, this your madness that you do with every other person, every other castmate, every production member, every day fighting somebody. You've now done it to Iyabo. I'm next. Do you understand? If you can do it to Iyabo, you're going to do it to me as well. And I'm thinking, no one's above mistakes. Do you understand? Even me, my mouth is sharp. When I get angry, I say nasty things that sometimes I do regret. But at the end of the day, the ability to look back and be like, okay, do you know what? I messed up. Let me go and apologize and make it right. Not just apologize, make the effort to make it right. That's what's important for me. And that's one thing that she lacked in that particular situation. And I wasn't okay with it. I wasn't okay. It wasn't even just the arguments, me and her fought or in the room or whatever. I'm just like Caroline, does that mean that you're a bad person? Like, what is this? You fight everybody. I've allowed that. No problem. I've still been your friend. I've still defended you. I know how many people even Toyin had issues with me because I was friends with, she told me, Toyin said, I can never be close to you because you're friends with Caroline and I hate Caroline. So me and you can never be good. I said to Toyin, but Toyin, like, at the end of the day, like, I know you and Caroline have issues, but I don't have any issues with you. She said, I don't care. I cannot be friends with a friend of my enemy. That's what Toyin said to me, and she would not deny it if you ask her. So I know how many issues, even Laura, you will hear from Laura. Laura categorically said, my only issue with Chioma is the fact that she supported Caroline, knowing fully well that I hated Caroline. She will tell you. Do you understand? So this is me fighting your battles left and right like one idiot. And then finally, when it's now time for you to show at least, okay, do you know what? Fuck everybody else. I hate them. But at least with you and Iyabo, because of how much you have my back, I'll be different. You're still showing that you're still that same person, even to the people that love you. So that for me, I was like, no. This is not the kind of friendship that I understand. This is not, I don't even care for you to be loyal to me. My mouth is sharp. I don't even need anyone to have my back. I will have your back gladly. I'm that friend. But don't have that kind of evil heart, that kind of thing where you don't care. I don't care. That's her business. She should fuck off. I was like, okay, no problem. I left it. So I was already irritated. Now, when we went to the pool, like I said, we still were not going to bring this thing on camera. There was no part where I said, okay, I'm not the one, there's a lot of chop, edits. They put you guys in right in the middle because they wanted you to get to the heat of the fight. And every episode is only 14 minutes. Do you understand? So they can't show you the whole thing because there's just not enough time. How that conversation started was not Chioma coming and deciding to throw Caroline under the bus. I didn't need to. Everybody already knew the deal. Toyin and Miriam were the ones begging. They knew she was not sorry. Iyabo knew she wasn't sorry because in the bathroom, Iyabo told me, I know she's not sorry. And I kept saying she is. I swear to God, she is. And even I knew she wasn't, but I was still saying that she was. So it's not that I came to expose Caroline that she's not sorry or throw her under the bus or anything. None of that. Zero. The production crew said to Iyabo, go and talk about the issue because you guys are going to be acting weird on camera and it wouldn't make sense. So you have to discuss what happened. So Iyabo was like, we're going to have to talk about it. So we all sat down. Miriam started talking about the issue. And then Iyabo, there's a lot that you guys didn't see. So much had happened. It wasn't 0 to 100. It wasn't from 0 to 100. I mean, who's crazy? It didn't happen like that. So much conversation had gone down. And then Iyabo was just like, you know what, Caroline, like, to be honest, like, forget me because, whatever, you've been saying sorry. And she was just over everybody begging on her behalf. She was like, what about Chioma? Chioma was bruised and battered because of you. Like, she really suffered and she really begged for you. Have you even told her sorry or even tried to make it up to her because of, what she's sort of like been through because of you in the last 2 days? Caroline was like, Chioma, I don't owe her any apology. I'm not apologizing to her. I don't owe her an apology. So imagine me, all the begging that I've been begging. Iyabo and Toyin's room was so far. Ask them, I'll be going back and forth like one jobless person, back and forth begging because I didn't want the drama for Caroline on camera. And anyway, I don't know. Those that know Iyabo, they know. I didn't want that for her. I've been begging back and forth. I'll talk to Caroline, make her understand. I'll go to Iyabo, beg her. I mean, I've been bruised. I never even said to her, I got bruised because of you. Nothing. She knew, but I didn't bring it up with her. You're not saying, I don't owe her an apology. Please, I beg, she'll be fine. I said, what? So that's what got to me. That lack of empathy, that sense of over-entitlement, feeling like at the end of the day, I did what I did, deal with it, Yeah. I don't know. It hurt me.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It hurt me. And you know what? I'm human. Did I say some nasty stuff? Yes. Do I sometimes regret some of the things that I say? Absolutely. But I wasn't angry. I was hurt. My chest was hurt. When you're hurt, that your chest is giving you that kind of thing. That's how I was like, how can this girl be this person? How can this girl be like this? How can you lack empathy to this point? How do you feel like the world revolves around you? Everybody just has to be like, what is this? Hold on, I'm on a podcast. I was like, no, this is not right. And that's kind of like how the whole thing started. Do you understand? And then her now saying, I was sorry to Iyabo from the beginning. And I said, but you were not sorry. In fact, now that everybody wants to be stupid, let's all be stupid. But you actually weren't sorry. She was like, it's a lie. I was sorry. What are you saying? So in all of this, you're now trying to invalidate what I'm saying and make me out to be a liar after I've done nothing but defend you. So I'm like, no, Caroline, actually, I'm not going to have you sit here and act like I'm lying. I'm not lying. You were not sorry. Do you understand? And I can see that this same lack of empathy that you extended to Iyabo, you're now extending it to me as well. And that's kind of like how everything just spiraled and got out of control. And, we started shouting and this, and the back and forth and the back and forth. And of course, Miriam and Toyin were there as well. They also, I don't know if they showed